Introducing Alessia Cara, a Grammy-winning pop star who's building an ever wider audience with her message of self-love and tolerance. A lesson I realized after our visit that begins at home.
She just wants to be beautiful. She goes unnoticed. She knows no limit. She craves.
It's become an anthem for almost anyone who's ever felt like an outsider.
No scars to your beautiful.
Alessia Cara's Scars to Your Beautiful is an ode to self-love and acceptance that she says has changed her as a young artist as much as it's changed her fans.
I've had people come out to me for the first time, like saying, you know, I am gay, and I've never said that out loud. And like for them to feel safe enough to tell me that through a song of mine is like unbelievable.
She quite literally revealed the song's empowering message during last year's Video Music Awards.
You're beautiful just the way you are, and you don't have to change a thing. The world could change. It's hard.
That performance helped explain why her music strikes such a chord, especially with millennials.
Alessia Cara.
Because it summed up who she is, less the pop star and more the girl next door.
I've been like pretend winning Grammys since I was a kid, like in my shower.
In fact, she may be the only Grammy-winning artist to still live at home with her family in Brampton, Ontario, a quiet suburb outside Toronto.
I grew up here. This is my bed. This is my home where I still write some of my songs.
I wake up to a different bedroom.
Her fans have gotten to know her childhood bedroom. It's made more than a few cameos in her work. That closet you see behind her is where she used to upload songs to YouTube.
Most of those YouTube videos were shot in here?
Most of them, yeah. If you watch them back, you can see some clothes hanging in the background and like very dim lighting. It was in here.
She turned her basement into a makeshift studio of sorts.
I just took the raw clips and made it into this.
But of all the places in this house where she could compose new work,
Oh, you don't know,
her favorite is the seclusion of her bathtub.
but surely not today.
God, I wish I sounded that good in the bathroom.
I think everybody can. That's the tricks of the bathroom.
It's not just because the acoustics are good in here. For Alessia, there's something else.
I feel less distracted, and I feel like it's like a little safe environment to do whatever I want, and no one's around, and it just feels cozy.
Born Alessia Caracciolo, she grew up in an Italian-Canadian family. Her mom a hairdresser, her father a welder. As a child, Alessia loved to sing, and she loved the camera. But oddly enough, the older she got, and the better her voice got, the more reluctant she was to sing in front of anyone. In fact, she was so shy, she would hide it, even from her parents.
The idea of singing for them seriously was such a scary thing, because, you know, it's your parents. You don't want them to think you're weird or, I don't know.
Kiss me hard before you go.
She was 13 when she retreated to that closet of hers to post cover songs on YouTube.
But I'ma be under the mistletoe.
She didn't have a huge number of views or even a viral hit, but what she did have was that voice.
Touch my neck and I'll touch yours. You know those little high-waisted shorts.
When she was just 16, Alessia's cover of Sweater Weather by The Neighborhood happened to catch the ear of an executive at a record label, EP Entertainment.
When they first called you, what did you think?
Well, I think the natural reaction as a 16-year-old girl would be like, this is fake, this is a scam.
You didn't believe them?
I did not believe them.
She finally responded the way you hope your own teenager might.
I have to speak to my parents. I can't just like take a call with you. I don't know you, but I'll ask my dad and then maybe he'll take a call with you.
Her dad took that call, gave her his blessing, and soon Alessia was in a studio, writing songs for what would become her debut album, Know It All. But all the while, she kept the big news from almost everyone, even her friends at school.
They would be like, why weren't you at school yesterday? Or why did you leave early? And I'd be like, oh, I like doctor's appointment, or I had to do this.
Not that you were in a studio writing
songs. Yeah, I didn't want to tell anyone. I was too shy.
Most didn't find out Alessia had signed with Def Jam Recordings until after she graduated and released her first single, in 2015.
I ask myself, what am I doing here?
Here was a top 10 hit, a soulful true story about a high school party where Alessia felt so out of place, she called her mom to pick her up.
It showed a side of me, it showed a side of a lot of people that I think wasn't always talked about in the mainstream world a lot. You know, it didn't always have to be about partying and drugs and sex, and I felt like there was a group of people who weren't being represented at all in music.
She cast her family to appear in some of her videos. Her dad, her mom, and her brother. Even her squad from high school appears, including her best friend, Olivia, who's still by her side to this day. Her accessibility extends to social media, where she often responds directly to her fans.
They always think I have them muted. That's not true.
But it's also a place where Alessia's attempts to be different have brought criticism.
You're not supposed to be dressing like that at an award show. How dare you? It's crazy to them that I have flaws and that I'm showing my flaws to the world. You know, like I have a lot of moms, which is funny, commenting on my things.
This is from moms.
From moms, because of course I always look at their page, and it's for the most part like older women who probably were told that like they need to look a certain way their whole life, and probably have daughters that are told this. But it reminds me that I need to keep doing what I'm doing because I want to change these people's minds.
Am I crazy for wanting a little bit more?
Her highly anticipated second album, The Pains of Growing, is not only about love and loss and loneliness, but about coming of age while being in the spotlight, a theme reflected in the oversized suit she's drowning in.
I go through periods of ups and downs where I just cry for no reason, or I just feel alone or down.
It's a lot that you're dealing with all at
It
once.
is a lot, yes. So you have to take care of yourself, and sometimes taking care of yourself is just crying it out or taking a couple minutes to yourself.
Oh, you don't know what sadness means.
She's been very open about going to therapy, in part, she says, to help her cope with the sudden onslaught of fame. A level of transparency she knows comes with some risk, but rewards too.
Do you ever worry about putting so much of yourself out there?
Sometimes I do, but I think it's important to do that. There's gonna be someone out there that like is going through something and then might hear a song about me and feel like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one who does this. Like, this is okay then, you know?
I guess I hope.
At only 22, she says there is a lot more music ahead. Whether she's playing to huge crowds
Someday I
or
will.
singing to herself in her bathtub. This one-time closet pop star
I can't hide.
has become a genuine one indeed.
No band-aids for the growing pains.
Thank you.